Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome back to another week of racing in the weekly series. Welcome to the land down under, and we're in Bathurst at the one and only Mount Panorama. I'm Lex Marshall, bringing you all the action like I do here, and this you are watching live. It is Bathurst, and Tracy White currently on set for pole position. 2 minutes 7:157 was their best lap time. However, it's looking to be even closer as we make the ways round, as I am trying to get these up and running. Let's get these updated, shall we? Nations, and of course the session best relative. There's your timings, and welcome in. I am looking forward to this one. I hope that you are as well. I don't know why that's not tipped over. There we go. So, seems like Twitch does have, it does seem like YouTube has a delay. I do apologise. Okay, there we go. We're working. Just had a few moments there for a moment, just making sure that's up and running. That is smooth, that's working. Cool-E-O. So, we've got 6 drivers who have set lap time so far. That's Tracy White, Bunga Borger, Louis Franco, Thomas Klug, Tyler Gary, and Sam Wise. Holmes, Derek Brubaker is currently looking to go on for a lap time here. Dr. Bones is in the pit lane, same with Professor Kletos and John Porter. You'll be able to see it on the left-hand side. It's been a while since I've been with you guys on RaceTrim, hasn't it? You can see I've got a brand new overlay on the left-hand side, courtesy of ACC TV. Joy Robinson make their way around, but currently invalidated on their lap time as they make their way up towards the mountain of good old Mount Panorama, down through these corners, and that's them into pole position. 2 minute 1:4:05, going for another lap time round here. Samwise Holmes is yellow flag there for a moment. No incidents so far, and all just yellow flags for people pulling over to the side and retiring back to the pit lane. So keeping it pretty steady, as many may call it, as we make our way around this circuit. As that is the front, that's the right hand side. Don't know why my thing that says rear left wheel, but no, we are working with that one in that regard, and we have got it smooth. Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I just realised you can see my thing. Properties. Capture cursor. Off. There we go. A little bit of the cursor capture there. I had to double check all my settings just beforehand, so a little bit rushed it, but I do apologise for that mouse. As Jake Robinson is the one up top at the moment. We've still got plenty more. Tracy White around there as well, and so many more. That's a regular delivery if I haven't seen one. Bunga Borgia is making their way round. So let's see here. Okay, I clicked that one. That's working, that's working, that's working healthily. So, keeping it in mind. There we go. Please do let me know if the quality looks all right. Okay, there we go. Oh no, it's not delayed. I just have it. There we go. Fixed it. Apologies, I haven't streamed on YouTube in a while. There we go. So, Jake Robinson currently set on pole position. We've got this qualifying session, and then it will go into a 1 hour race here at Mount Panorama, aka Bathurst. And I will remind you, don't forget to hydrate. So keep it steady on the blocks as you make your way around. pretty tidy. Not much change here. Tracy White, yellow flag there for a moment. Possibly going deep. This is the replay on the helicopter cam. And it may be in the chase. I think it will be, because very unfortunate to see a yellow flag around there usually. Nobody in front of them, so plenty of space. Plenty of space for them to work with as they make their way around. And no, just slow through the chase, so not much change there actually, so worrying for no reason. Derek Brubaker returns to the pit lane after a yellow flag. Samwise Holmes making their way around the circuit as they are they almost had contact with another driver there, unfortunately. Welcome in Granny Julian. I'm just going to say Julian. If that is wrong, please let me know. So, Dimmer C making their way around as well. Corolla set P number 8 on the board. You can still see up there at the top time, 2-minute 1:4:05 is the time to beat here at Mount Panorama. As the 2:45 has had a moment, they're still over to the side, so I don't know what's happened there to Samwise Holmes. Possibly heading through Forest Elbow. Oh, hello, that's another car. Possibly Forest Elbow? Or just pull it over to the side. We'll see here in just a second. Just pulls over. Huh. Well, that's interesting to say the least. Don't see that much often. As you've got Davy Van Den Eyender, or Davy Van, as they make their way through. Currently invalidated on their lap time. Sam Zawista making their way through. I do apologise if I have any bad pronunciations for these. As Professor Chronotis making their way around. Sam Zawista into the pit lane. And Clotis 2/10 up at the moment. Validated still, thankfully. So keeping that in mind as they make their way around the circuit. Oh, that was a big act. Okay, that's why we're seeing the yellows. This was the 71, the 53, and the 52. Oh no! Oh no! Yeah, I think we're not into. Yeah. Oh. Let's watch that again, shall we? From the helmet cam, because that is not how you want to line that one up going into the opening segment. You head down towards the start-finish... well, not start-finish line. You're heading down towards the braking zone. And just... not at all how you want to do it. We're on the helmet cam as you head through the mountain. You can already see just how crazy it is to get through the mountain. And this is Jacob Coddy, who is making their way onto a brand new lap around here as they make it through turn number 1, Hell Corner, and then begin the run down the mountain stretch. This is going to be quite an interesting one. We've got just over 10 minutes left in this session. Up the mountain, nice and clean, through quarry and all that. Sam had another moment there, yellow flag for them momentarily. And of course you will see colours pop up on the timing tower. The yellow means they are very slow on the circuit or off circuit. Yellow means slow but getting back up to speed. And red usually means a return to the pit lane. Unfortunately, penalties don't show up due to the way that the software works. It can't pull the game data until after it's been served, so I will get penalties shown up as that is round the skyline. Let's have another look at that one, shall we? Because that was very much rear end goes and not fun at all. You got the Mercedes making its way through the mountain, and you'll see it just again in a moment's time. Up the mountain, and rear end goes. That's going to bring an end to their lap time there. Jake Robinson still just about on a lap time here, keeping it around about the same. However, possibility to go faster here as they make their way through the mountain, through Skyline, and then into the S's car on the left-hand side there. Yellow flag momentarily, now green. You can see the soaring at the wheel as you make your way down towards Forest Elbow. Heavy on the brakes, down into first gear, as tight to that corner as you like, and now the run begins down the back stretch as you head down towards the chase. It is all to play for. Still improvement on the current 3 laps completed so far. This is their 4th, I believe. So making it all the way down to the chase, and you can pick up quite a bit of time in these final few corners if you get them right. Into the braking zone, and chicane is up next. Hold it, steady as you go. Exit and into the final few corners. Jake Robinson currently sat in the top position with the fastest lap. 2:922 is to beat. Can they add on to that? 1:59 out of that final corner. Going to come to the line here, and that's a slight improvement. 2:755. I don't know we had flirts in timing. So Andy Espinoza making their way now, making their start here on a new run at the Bathurst circuit. Mini Nordschleifer, as many like to call it. Number 70 having a bit of a slow moment there. And continuing to make their way round. Let's see if I can get this. Not that one. Can I move it on its own? Not quite, unfortunately. As into the barrier there. Yeah, it doesn't want to work, apparently, unfortunately. So, keeping it pretty smooth, I would say. Steady as you go. Tyler Gary, yellow flag there, and back to the pit lane. Armadillo is 3/4 tenths up at the current segment, as well as they make their way down the mountain. Invalidated for Jake, same with Sam. The entire top 7 on invalidated lap times on my timing on my software. Looking further down, Armadillo is 6 tenths up. They're 2:05.692 at the moment. Looking possibly P19, but they will still need to find another half a tenth in there somewhere to get up that singular position. Making their way through. And now down towards Murray Corner. Pretty tidy. Final corner. On the exit, 7 tenths up actually for Matty, but Armadillo is going to stay in P number 6. 2:05.250 that last lap time was. Oh, Tyler Gary having a bit of tyre skidding. You can see the car there, you can hear it. The tyres skidding across the circuit. Down the hill now as they go around the circuit. Into the brakes. Holding it steady. Nice and tidy. Just nice and tidy, just like we like it. And down into the braking zone. Like riding a bike, hold on. What's Jake saying here? Surprised I managed that so quick. Second day back after a 3-month break when my old rig broke. Like riding a bike. Well, I'll say this. Either way, you still got more experience than I do, because I hardly race on this game nowadays. So either way, it's still on theirs. You've got plenty more. Jake Robinson, of course, currently sat on pole position. 2-minute .755. 2-minute 1:162 is set by this driver of Sam, but they're currently 2 tenths down on the current lap time, and they pull the car over to the side, and that will be that. Tracy White currently making their way around the circuit, but into the barrier, and that's massive contact with the wall. As Louis Franco making their way around, keep an eye on Zawisa. I expect him to beat my time. We definitely will. However, they are currently in the pit lane, and not only will I have the indication that they're currently going for fastest, so will you, because when it's fastest lap and it's currently going for a fastest lap, you will see a little purple glow start to surround their name. So if they have a chance here in the final 2 minutes 42 seconds, which if they don't come out the pit lane quickly, then they will not get a chance, but you'll be able to tell that way as they make it round. Samwise Holmes out onto the circuit, and they go where they are. 1/10 up at the moment, and going up the mountain now. So Samwise Holmes making their way around. Sam is out of the pit lane, and they are back onto the circuit, so we'll see if they will be able to get a new lap time in here. Samwise Holmes 2 tenths up, but Sam Zawisa is going to be over to the side there for a moment. It seems like they're not going to get a chance to put the lap time in. And Samwise Holmes down the mountain, 3 tenths up at the moment, 4 tenths now out the S's. In towards Forest Elbow. Keeping it tight on the left-hand side. And now begin the run down. Let's see what they'll be able to do. 4 tenths up at the moment. 2-minute 1:297 was their last lap time. So there is a chance here. If they get a really good exit through these final corners, they could jump up to possible pole position. You don't see the purple glow yet, so we know that they're not running. But there's the purple glow, and just for a moment there, and they do continue it. 6 tenths up momentarily, losing out to it. And now into the final corners, 4 tenths up, 5 tenths up, 5, 6 tenths up. Out the final corner, possibly losing out of the time. Just about lose out. 2-minute .792. That's less than 400ths of a second to the pole sitter of Jake Robinson. Talk about close. Now running for the pole position, as you can see, like I've already mentioned. You can see the purple glow. That's telling you that they are currently on track to set a lap time, which will be pole position. 2-minute 792 last lap. Time to beat 2-minute .755. So all they need is 400ths of a second. Checkered flag's fallen. Everybody else has finished their laps apart from John Porter, but they're in the pit lane. Thomas Klug is on a lap time. Stuart Woolley is on a lap time. This is Samwise Holmes down the chase. In towards the braking zone. Currently going for pole. Chicane, round it goes. Keeping it steady, but that's onto the grass. And is that going to cost them? Exit. Final few corners. 155 into the braking zone. Out the exit now. 2 tenths up. So even though they touched a bit of grass, it may end up hitting them, and it will not. Samwise holds the pole position. 2 minutes, 0.690. And that's it. Everybody has completed their run. So you've got Tom's Klug, who is 4 tenths up, but that's the only improvement happening at the current moment. Exit this now. Tom's Klug, 3 tenths up. 1 minute, 2 minute 2.647 last lap time. Possibly 4 tenths. Possibly getting past Davey here. Maybe not Louis Flanco. But no, that's where they will sit. And that's your finishing order for tonight. Samwise Holmes is on pole position, followed by Jake Robinson, Sam Zawisa, Professor Clontis, Placey White, Andy Espinoza, Stuart Woolley, Ulo, Louis Franco, and Davy Van Eyden. Aidnet lands out of that top 10 is in Tomas Klug, Dima Brugenborgi, Dr. Bones, Tyler Gary, Derek Bluebaker, Jacob Codicinzi, Nabil EGN, Matty, Harry Magidio, Tyson Josie, John Porter, Gabriel Dink, and then Mondo Mando will be the final runner there tonight. So, let's get ready to go racing, shall we? Because we've got a race to come on our hands. And I believe we're gonna have a full formation lap here. So let's get this updated from session best relative to gaps. So be sure to get your predictions in the chat. This is going to be one heck of a ride. So there is the manufacturers. Lots of Ferraris. A few Fords, a Beamer, 2 McLarens on the front row. And we'll get underway with formation lap in a short amount of time. Just waiting for the formation lap to begin. Waiting for the formation lap to begin, which, to be fair, if I do this... There we go, 1 minute. There's your track map, and there's that. So they'll be looking to these drivers. As I see, we've got Weymouth support in the chat. Be sure. Who's everybody supporting? Let us know.
30 seconds.
And I will remind you, because I'm going to get one real quick, don't forget to get a drink. Wherever I put my bottle. I've got a drink. Have you got a drink? Because we've got a formation lap to get through, shall we? So, your grid order for tonight at Bathurst goes like this. Is going to be the one and only on pole position. It's Sam Wise-Holmes. Set a good qualifying time right in the dying embers. And that will put Jake Robinson in P number 2. Jake themselves said they expected the P number 3 of Sam Zawisa to take pole position. But they now sit P number 3 on the grid order with Professor Chronotis in P number 4. Tracy White then sits in P number 5 with Andy Espinoza in P number 6. Stuart Woodley sits in P number 7, and Uro was going to be P number 8, but they now sit in the pit lane. Louis Franco will be promoted up a position to be P number 8 overall, with P number 10, with P number 9 going to David Den, Aiden, and then Tom Hans will round up P number 10 on the grid when we get to the green. Then Dima C, followed by Bugan Bogia, followed by Dr. Bones and Tyler Gary. Derek Bluebaker sits behind them with Jacob Consi there as well, with Nabil AGN making their way up the grid order, sitting just behind them. Then it's Matty in P number 19 overall, and then this is going to update as we get past these timing points, and you'll see them drop down here. Harmadio is then promoted to P number 19, and then to round out the top 20, it is Tyson Josie. John Porter then sits in P number 21 with Gabriel Dink in P22. Then Mondo Mando leads the pack as they make their way up and through the mountain. Let's go for a ride, shall we? Because this is going to be a roller coaster. And Bathurst is ever unforgiving. Comes down to this. Place your bets and get those votes in. Who knows what will come at the end of the day? There's only one way to find out. You're watching live on YouTube. You're watching live on YouTube. If you're just tuning in, I'm Lex and I'll be bringing you all the action here this evening. And if you can't tell by my accent, I'm British. So I'm good old British. So this is gonna be one from White fun ride in the Commonwealth. My words are going, my mouth's going faster than my brain apparently. So Sam Wise-Holmes is there with Jake Robinson. It's a McLaren 1-2. 2 Ferraris behind, and then an Audi and a Ford Mustang. Who's going to take this tonight? Only one way to find out. There's your nationalities. The Australian is the one on pole in the homeland. Who will take this one tonight? You got the Canadian right behind an American. This is going to be very, very interesting. Had to wish my dad happy birthday, hence why starting from the pots. Well, you got perfect view of this when they come down to turn number 1. We're about to get underway for the grid start here at Bathurst. Once again, it's Sam Wise, followed by Jake, Sam, Professor Chrontosis, Andy Espinoza, Stuart Woolley, Tracy White, Louis Franco, Davey Van Den Eyden, and Thomas Klug. You'll be able to see the gaps when they pop up in the little timing tower. If it's red, it's under. If it's red, they're really close. If it's orange, they're close. If it's white, not so close. We're at Bathurst. We're in the land down under. There's only one way to go here tonight as we go all the way to the starting line, and it's going to be all eyes to the gantry lights. Green flag drops and we're away. Sam Wise gets a bad start. Jake Robinson already going to be trying to go for it. Already looking up and under, but not that time round as the rest of the grid tries to make the way through. Holding the line pretty steady. few updates going on in the background. Gabriel Dink has already had an issue for contact. This is Derek Brubaker making their way down up through the order, getting past Tyler Gary there. Heading in towards the braking zone, though. That's been Tracy White having an absolutely horrid start as they make their way up the order. Andy Espinoza, Stuart Woolley as well daring the barrier as they make their way up the mountain. Look how close these drivers are. Jake Robinson still there. Sam White still holding on to it as they head out of quarry. And now Jake Robinson followed by Professor Kronos. And there is major contact in the background. You can see it all unfolding. But thankfully, that time round, there is so much happening. My software's lagging a little bit because there's so much to catch up on as you head up through the mountain here at Bathurst. Jake Robinson making their way up and over the crest. Thomas Klug is making their way through as well into Skyline. You never see moves happen that often out here at Bathurst at Skyline. But Jake Robinson is into the barrier and they've gone round Sam Zoisa as well, trying to hold the brakes as what has happened to the number 88. They return back to the pit lane. And the number 88 had a massive moment there. Let's try go 30 seconds back. This is what happened to the P number 2. Former P1 just loses it through Skyline. And oh. Not at all what they wanted. Sam Weiser has got past Samwise Holmes in the process. As Professor Chronotis is in the... Professor Chronotis is on top. So that incident we saw before has put the one and only Professor up at the top, but they're into the pit lane due to the damage they accumulated. The number 74 has had a moment there down the order. Samwise Holmes falling down the order as they had a bad exit out of Murray. And now down towards Hell Corner. They're falling major, further and further back. Are they having technical difficulties? It doesn't seem like it. Just a bad exit, and that's what could happen. But now down the mountain stretch, this is Tracy White looking to take that lead back. Had a bad start, but may have actually avoided the chaos in that regard. That's Tracy White, who's now into pole position here. As you can see how close these drivers are on the gaps. Into the right-hander now. Thomas Klug is going to have to defend here, as here is Andy Espinoza trying to look their way around, but the Audi driver unable to get past that moment. Blugan Borgia making their way past Davy Van Aiden as they continue up through the grid, as they continue up through the mountain. Samwise Holmes in the back of this pack as well. This train at the front is monumental. P1 to P9, all within a second of the car in front as they make their way towards Skyline once again. Tracy White leads this, followed by Sam Zawisa, Toms Klug, Andy Espinoza, Louis Flanco, Blugan Borgia, Davy Van Eyden, Samwise Holmes, and Dimmer C. A yellow flag there as they went off the track for a moment, but now you can see the suspension of the car moving as they continue down the hill. But Samwise Holmes, massive. Just having to catch it there. Tracy White a little bit slower at the front, but now making their exit as there is yellow flags in the background. That is for Gabriel Dink. Nabil AGM also back to the pit lane. Incident between the 69 and the 88. And that is why... What? What did I just witness? $52 possibly? I'm trying. Oh, we got. Yeah, okay. I had major lag there for a moment. Andy Espinoza, massive yellows. Okay, so something's happened back here while I was looking further down the order. 30 seconds back, let's go. And what is happening in this moment? Because I am getting loads of yellows and whites on here. Something must have happened down in the chase, which I missed. No, just a bit slower, okay. What did I witness up at Skyline? So, Tracy White's now gone ahead. There they are. So, Dominic Blue Baker chasing down Matty at the moment, heading up the mountain. As Burger Borgia, as at a moment with Demus C, it seems. No, just Skyline, yeah. All making their way through. Down the mountain. And just chasing it as much as possible. Onto the back straight here. Closer, wheel to wheel. For a moment, Tyler Jonesy is right up against them as they make their way down in towards the chase. Wheel to wheel, still going at it. And this is amazing. This fire is amazing, but that will be Uno who is going to be ahead in that one. So, Matty trying to chase down Tyler Gary. And this is why closing in very quickly on the rear end here. And towards the mountain, once again, they will go. Through the right-hander, pretty steady. Yellow flag a little bit further back. That's for Tyson Jonesy, and that is why they are round and back to the pit lane. So not much that could be done there as they continue here at Bathurst, up and over the crest, nearly 10 minutes into this race. As, oh, Tyler Gary had carried a lot more speed there. Through these hills, into the brakes. And now 911 is at a moment. That is Gabriel Dink. Skyline moment again. Yeah, seems like it. Yeah, into the barrier at Skyline. Oh, getting a bit of airtime there. Pretty normal. So, Delig Blue Baker now here on the back of other drivers. I do apologise about this glitch of this software. Sometimes it does that. Through the left-handers, holding it steady. And 911 still having a bit of a yellow flag moment there. As Uno and Professor Clonotis having a bit of a moment. Derek Brubaker still on board in the Ford Mustang. Keeping it pretty steady. This is on board in the cockpit cam. Bonnet cam. Good old bonnet. It's not a hood, it's a bonnet. As we make our way around the circuit. In fact, fastest lap is set by Professor Clonotis. So, not much change there for the time being. Uro, though, is very close. Looking in the inside line, into the brakes. But unable to get past that time round. I don't know why it says Ulo is top. They are not. Ulo is further down the order. Tyson is dead. Tyson Josie having a bit of a yellow flag moment for a second. Tracy White is leading this. Apologies about the Uno being put at the top. It's a bit of a software glitch at the moment. Uno, there we go. It's updated properly now. Down in P number 12, Derek Brubaker in the middle of this one as well, chasing down Matty, who's chasing down Tyler Gary. Derek Brubaker still making their way through. Not much change. As Tyler as I was adjusting the audio levels, Tyler Gary having a moment there. Just making their way through the corner. And then Skyline will claim another victim. Yep, there it goes. Ugh. Not how you want to have it come to the end of that circuit, like all. Not how you want that to end. That is really unfortunate there. So now, as you can see on the timings, closest gap is Derek Brubaker, Udo, and Matty. We've also got the top three who are slowly closing in. Tracy White is being hunted down by Sam Zawisa. P number 2 at the moment, 1.8 seconds off the leader is P number 2. And yeah, Tyler Gary went back to the pit lane there. We're down to 21 drivers. And up the hill. Well, it's not really a hill, it's a mountain, isn't it? As you continue here, up towards the crests. As number 16 has had a moment. That is Tyson Josie down in P number 19, as Derek Brubaker had that moment there. Just hits one barrier into the other. And that's unfortunate for them in that regard. This is Ulo, who's making their way through. 138 is at the moment. That is Mondo Mando further back. But other than that, they are keeping it nice and clean. We've had a few yellow flag moments, but otherwise, it has been quite a nice little race so far. And down this straight, that was clean. That was clean. just sometimes you just got to appreciate it. If it's a nice, clean, smooth move like that, you just got to appreciate those. Derek Brubaker into the pit lane. As here we go then. Battle for the lead about to be underway. Stay through Skyline, you can see the leader. That is Tracy White. Sam Zawisa trying to fight their way through. Tom's Klug has had a moment further back. And now run down the chase. Sam is seemingly not getting enough speed down this back straight. It is a Ferrari, so that does have to be taken into account. Through these corners, clean and smooth. Down into the brakes. Nice. Keep it about 1.3, 1 second. Not much change there. But of course, it comes down to what Tracy White can do. If they're able to keep this consistent and keep going for it, then they do have a chance at taking this win. We are nearly we're nearly a third into this race. Not much change for the time being, but it does keep it pretty consistent between the drivers. If you look at the gaps, it's sitting about 2 seconds across the board. Matty is closing in quite a bit on Uro. And this is on the front splitter. No, that's the rear splitter. There we go, that's what I wanted. Matty was on Uro, that's now fallen back. So the mountain is definitely something that's coming into effect here, because you are seeing quite a few drivers have issues making their way round. Down this straight. And just clean racing. Love to see it. As Ulo actually had a bad moment there coming out of the corner. Into the finals, but that's Ulo who calls it, and into the pit lane. Clean, smooth, no complaints. Louis Franco, 1.3 seconds off Thomas Klug, trying to get onto that podium. They're chasing down that podium. Pretty clean. This is nice, clean racing. This is what we like. Clean racing at the mountain. Obviously, we know that they had those moments earlier on in the race where my software had a few moments because there was such big stuff happening. But at this point, we are clean, we are smooth. Tracy Wyatt leads, followed by Sam Soiza, then Thomas Klug. However, Louis Franco is closing in that gap, 1.3 seconds currently. And there is the Beamer. There is the Ferrari. So who's going to get it? We have no idea. I would expect pit stops around 35 minutes. But blue flags are now flying. Down to a second between Louis and Thomas. Through over the crest of Skyline. No mistakes at all from either driver. 7 tenths, 8 tenths making their way down. Holding it steady with each other. Louis Franco 8 tenths, but that Beamer is going to start to drag a bit. We know what straight line speed can be like on the BMW, and it may not actually come into effect because Louis Franco closed in 4 tenths out Forest elbow. Two tenths. Anything can happen. This is the perk of it, as you see that there, trying to go around the outside. Louis Franco is going to get ahead just about on circuit and gets the move done on Thomas Klug with a beautiful move on the inside and outside at the chase chicane. That's Louis Franco up and onto the podium. Which I will say, and I will remind some drivers, we can do interviews after. Up the hill now. Keeping it steady. Lovely as you like. What has happened here? That is the 149 of John Porter. Oh, that's what happened. So there was a yellow flag for 138, yellow flag for 149, and then yellow flag for 138 again. So 149 went into 138. No, okay, that's very weird actually. Huh. It's down to 4 tenths between Mondo Mando and Derek Brubaker. Derek Brubaker still there now, trying to defend it, but Mondo Mando is doing a pretty good job. Started last, remember, on the starting grid, and now to P number 12. Well, P number 11, I should say. As John Porter is into the pit lane, Ulo gets an overtake done. And Andy Espinosa is in the pit lane. That was who we saw around. That was Andy Espinosa. There's another yellow flag. That is for 69 of... Oh, that is Bunga Borgia. They've had a massive moment down at the chase. Just, I would guess it's just going to be too much curb or maybe too much speed. Turns in. Oh, rear end goes. Touch of the grass, and the rear end goes into the barrier. That is not what... So... Tracy White's opened up the gap here to 1.23 seconds. We've then got Sam Zawisa, who's P number 2. They are chasing it down. They were a lot closer before. And then Louis Franco, 6.5. That is going to be Thomas Klug into the pit lane. As Chatty's saying, Bathurst is a killer. Indeed it is. Derek Brubaker making their way through. Nabil AGN having a bit of a moment, it seems. So this is the closest gap. Derek Brubaker and Mondo Mando, 1 second at the moment. Keeping it steady. Nice. All down to an 8th. 8th for the second here, heading towards Skyline. 1 second. But steady as she goes. You don't want to lose it too much down into Forest Elbow. We are smooth as butter, nearly at the halfway mark here. Into the braking zone. And keeping the curbs nice and tidy. That is Louis Franco and Sam into the pit lane. Derek Brubaker, 3 temps now to Mondo Mando, 4 temps as Armageddon has had a moment. That is the number 71. It's not going well for the 71 tonight, is it? Turn 1 possibly. Okay, I don't know why that gave me yellow flags there for them. As this is Professor Glonotus who's got that move done. That was because that's actually done on track. So they've come together very, very quickly. So now Thomas Klug is trying to close in that gap. 4 temps at the moment as they begin the run down here. BMW chasing down the Ferrari. And Ferrari moves to the right hand side to try to defend. 1/10 down into Quarry. Fortunately, going to lose out there, but still plenty more to do around this circuit. As Louis Franco is now P2 because Sam Wise and Sam Zawisa did end up calling their pit stops. So, the top two are yet to pit. The rest of the grid has. So Louis Franco actually has been the biggest gainer from this because they've made their pit stop and they're P3 and a 10th off the back of Dimasi. The leader of Tracy White is in the pit lane, as you can see on the timing tower. Now Louis Franco is just coming through. Forest Elbow. So steady as she goes. Don't want to lose too much. Not to lose everything. But that is going to be Tracy White now down the order. And I believe it will come across in a moment on my thing. That's Tracy White out the lead. Louis Franco, because they've made their pit stop, is now the race leader. The driver in front, that's Dimasi, has yet to make their pit stop. So Louis Franco, move done. Didn't want it on pits. Wanted it on track. And Louis Franco is in the lead here at Bathurst. Tracy White is in the pit lane for a while, actually. That's Samwise Holmes who's got past. A longer pit stop here, actually, for Tracy White. Possibly fixing a lot of damage. Oh, it's Tracy. I think Tracy White's gone. Yeah, I think Tracy White's out. That is not how they would have wanted to end the race tonight. Up the mountain again. We are at 26 minutes remaining. Keep in mind, this isn't over till it's over. Matty with a yellow flag there for the one. A 465? Yeah, 462. This is on the replay. Coming down the mountain. The camera doesn't even pick it up. Just into the barrier. Uno now chasing down Blue Baker. Careful with that curb. Yeah, exactly. That curb has been lethal. Here comes Uno on Delic Blue Baker. And that's Ulo. Still side by side with a full Mustang. Round the outside. Move done. Clean. Smooth. Classic and textbook. Nothing more than you like. That's DMC into the pit lane finally, so they were the last driver who was yet to make their pit stop. Tyler Gary's making their pit stop, but they've been in the pits for a while now. And that's going to be that. Louis Franco, unless something happens, it's 4.9, 5.2. Gap is opening up to Professor Clonotis. Unless something happens now, Louis Franco looks to be the one who'll be winning tonight in Bathurst. So GMSC, we're waiting to find out where they will come out once they've completed their pit stop. We're down to 17 drivers. And Professor Clonotis is actually having a moment. 42, looks like it was Skyline again. Oh, that is why. Actually through the S's going down the hill, that's where that happened. Not Skyline for once. Up the hill once again. Clean. Chilling. But Mando may be under pressure again soon because they've got an Uno. There is an Uno closing in 1.8 seconds at the moment, and we're into the final third here at Bathurst. So, Samwise Holmes has the fastest lap, 2:05 set by them. They're down in P number 6. Ulo here, 3 temps behind Mando. Trying to go up and under on the exit. Throttle begins. Having to catch the car a little bit. Heading down towards the mountain. Wheel to wheel. Look how close they're getting. as we head down into over the crest. A little bit of gravity to help out the situation. Uno looking to be taken ahead, which it will be. I think that was slight contact into the barrier. Goes Uno. Mando keeps the car straight, but there'll be a scratch on the left side of Uno's car. And that got real spice between those two drivers. 24.2 seconds to Matty. Can Uno do it? Let's find out. Samwise Holmes, yellow flag, back to the pit lane. What has happened to the 245? This is Samwise Holmes. Turn number one possibility. Just pulls over. I'd say very weird fit. That's very weird. Oh, Derek Brubaker. Nothing on my end. Unless it was here? Nope, just... Okay. Bit of a weird moment there. So, Louis Franco leads, followed by Professor Clonotis, Toms Klug, Davy Van Eyden, Sam Zawisad, Dima C, Matty Uno, Mondo Mando, and then Delic Blue Baker in P number 10. P number 11 then goes to Harmon Dio, followed by Dr. Bones and Tyson Josie. Nabil AGN and Tyler Gary are in the pit lane. They have been for quite a while, and Gabriel Dink also in the pit lane for quite a while. So that's how that sits here as we are nearly at the final 15 minutes here at Bathurst. Not much has changed, which is good and bad. We don't really have many fights going on, but everybody is in a comfortable groove. Number 16 is inside a yellow flag momentarily, possibly a slight off track, as Louis Franco goes on to lap number 21. So, Looking at this, the assumption would be for Louis Franco to win. And like, anything can happen at Bathurst. Including the number 71 of Armadillo having a yellow flag. But they've got such a big gap, we don't need to worry about it too much. Matty has a yellow flag as well. Udo has been closing the gap to P7. Do you remember earlier that it was 24 seconds between Udo and Matty, with 14 minutes left on the clock here? There is a chance, dare I say, final lap for Udo to get past Matty. Keep that at the back of your mind. Reflesso Chronotis is P number 2. However, the gap seems to be staying around 2.3, 2.6. .8 now for Professor Chronotis. And they are just behind, so it's not that far. As there is the leader, so I said Louis Franco may win this, however, Professor Chronotis may have an opportunity. May have an opportunity here. Our 71's at a moment. That is down at Forest Elbow. The Red Bull car has not had much luck today. And I think it may be safe to say that the car... No, it's alright. It is moving. The way they were moving initially, it may look like they were going to struggle with damage there. But here we go then. Professor Chronotis versus Louis Franco. Battle for the lead about to income. Two Ferraris, two separate drivers. Who will take it on top? We're just over 10 minutes remaining in this race. 5 laps, possibly 6, left here at Bathurst. Who's going to take it? Find out possibly now. We're at 0.8 seconds here between Professor Chronotis and Louis Franco. On to lap number 23. Here, down to 2 tenths. Here comes Professor Chronotis. Moves to the left-hand side of the circuit, making their way down towards the braking zone. Who gets the advantage to run up the mountain? Is it Professor or is it Louis? It's going to be Louis this time round, but keep that in mind. But anything is possible. As they begin the run here. On board the rear wing of Professor Chronotis. It's opened up to 8 tenths now, but that's because we're in the mountain section. You never really see many overtakes here. It's down towards the chase. Tyres skidding as you head out through Forest Elbow. Run begins. Who's going to have it this time? You can see in the rearview mirror of Louis Franco. Professor is there. trying to defend it with all the might, and they are doing pretty well here. On to lap number 24. Professor Chronotis actually may get a run down the main straight here. Right in front of the grandstands. Professor Chronotis down in towards Hell Corner. Gonna send it down the inside. Professor Chronotis though, off and into the gravel. Making the attempt, but sending it too hot. The Aussie Heat has brought that to a close. And now Chronotis is gonna have to try again. But will they have enough time? 2.1 seconds now with dirt on the tyres. Woo-wee! Sound like Chuck Williams there for a second. Let's talk about it. 8 minutes 40 left in this race. Who's gonna have what? Keep an eye on Olo. Further back as well. We're up to 2.1 seconds, 1.8, 1.9, 1.8. This is going to get real close. Up on the bonnet. Down into chase, Professor Chronotis in that very bioluminescent work as they make their way in this very bioluminescent Ferrari into the left-hander. Steady as she goes. Up the run again, 1.3 seconds. I think this is going to go to the final lap, you know. If we're going to make predictions here, I do think this will be a final lap. We've got 6 minutes left on the clock. That's about 3 laps, but then take into account we started this lap before that ended, so that's another lap added on top of that. Uno gets past Mondo Mando. So what has happened to the number 138? Nothing. Ulo's just rapidly closed that in. That was rapid by Ulo. I didn't even catch that. So also another fight to take into mind. Sam Zawisa trying to chase down Davy van den Eyden. Keeping us steady down the corners. So Sam Zawisa no longer fighting for that top position, but still fighting for a chance here. One extra position will never hurt you, as long as you know how to go about it playing late. 1.5 seconds to Davy van Eyden. Professor Chronotis brought it down to 1 second again to Louis Franco. As they make their way up and down the mountains. Final corner of Murray and then into Hell. We're on to lap number 26 here for the leaders. And they have got 4:51 left. We're on the third to final lap here at Bathurst. Who's going to take what? 1 second. 1.5 seconds. Oh! A little bit of software glitching there for a second as it recalibrated. 1 second, 1 second. Are we about to have 2 simultaneous fights? It's down to this. We're going on to lap number 27. Penultimate lap at this point. Last lap time was a 2-minute 2:8.82 for Professor Chronotis. Let's see what that lap time will be this time round compared to Louis Franco as they come across the line. So, last lap times, 2-minute 3:042 for Louis Franco. Professor Chronotis is 2-minute 2:732. And now, this is going to be a major run here, right in the toe on the penultimate lap. Heading now down towards the heading up down towards the mountain. This is all to play for as they make their way through. Who is going to have an advantage here up through the mountain? Will it be Chronotis? Will it be Louis Franco? And it's going to be Franco that time round. But now here comes Sam Zoista, who is right on the tail of David Van Eyden. Moves to the right-hand side. They won the inside line into the braking zone. Wheel to wheel between these two drivers. And it looks like, yes it will be, Sam Zoista is going to be ahead in that one. And that is what they're going to have to settle for this time round. Unless they can catch up to Thomas Klug majorly in this final lap. That was a nice, clean, tactic move by Sam Zoista there. As here comes once again Professor Chronotis. You can hear the tyres skidding. So the run begins this time round. It'll be 28 laps completed at the end. One more to add on to this story. Who's going to take what? Bathurst is known for its trials and tribulations. Louis Franco played strategy perfect. But now it comes down to defence for them. And aggression and attack for Professor Chronotis. It's the American versus the Canadian for the top position. Final lap here at Bathurst. Who's going to take it? Don't switch that channel. You're watching live on YouTube as this is Professor Chronotis desperately trying to stay in that toe of Louis Franco. Moves to the right hand side onto the inside curb, and that was not what they wanted to do in those dying moments. This is the replay. The final lap will end it like that. And the move has been done again. But I think it's going to be safe to say, not the way they wanted. It's another chance on the final lap. But penalty may be coming their way. Professor Chronotis, one more time, as they head through the one and only skyline. Through the crests, into the S's. Thomas Klug is in P number 3. They've done everything they needed to do. But now they'll run one more time. Who takes it home tonight? It looks like Louis Franco. But one mistake can end it all. Heading down towards the chase. Sam Zoista is going to have an opportunity to get another overtake here. But now here comes Professor Chronotis. Heading down the back straight as they go down further and further. A little bit more forward. A little bit more this time, but is it going to be enough? Louis Franco is going to stay ahead by 3 tenths, but look how close Professor Chronotis is going to get. But is it all to play for? Is it all for naught? Into the final corner. We'll go for the major dive. Final corner, final lap. Both ends up going round. Thomas Klug is going to be right there with him. And Thomas Klug just about misses out. But Sam Zawissa will get the final podium spot. What on earth did we just witness in those dying stages? This is the replay from the helmet of Thomas Klug. Almost making contact with Professor Chronotis. And almost got Louis Franco. Sam Zawissa got a lovely move at the end there, which we unfortunately missed. But what an end to that race that was. Mondo Mando and chasing down Matty. Still one more fight left in this, as they make their way down into Forest Elbow. The Lamborghini's going to have to defend here, but the Beamer is chasing him down. Is it close enough? I don't think it is. 8 tenths between the two drivers. Lamborghini moving slightly to try and break the toe. Bouncing and buffering into the chase corner. Hold it, Murray after. As you go all together through these corners, trying to close in. Over the curb goes the Lamborghini. Into the braking zone. Murray corner, Beamer on the inside line. Drag race now, heading down to a start-finish. But it's not going to be enough. It's going to be that. And that's your final finishing order. So your final finishing order here at Bathurst will go like this. Franco will win, followed by Krug, Zawissa, Van den Eyden, followed by Chronotis, and then then Matty, then Mando, Brubaker, Bones, Josie, Holmes, Knighton, AGN, Espinoza, Porter, Borgia, Gary, Canasizi, and Robin Van Woolley. What a race that was. Did I save the highlights? Yes, I did. So I'm going to try get us an interview. I'm going to see if I can get some interviews real quick. And that is going to be that. I'm going to put on your highlights. And I will be right back with hopefully some interviews. If not, then I'll make it clear. Well, until then, here's your highlights from RaceTrim at Bathurst.
Mhm. Hi. Definitely. The energies are low in this room, but yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think we know what everybody's going to ask. The end there. That was something. Talk us through that.
Uh, I guess it's just a racing incident. I mean, I tried to close the door a little bit, but I don't know. I tried to play mind games with him. I know he's definitely faster than me, so
Yeah,
the luck
well,
of the Irish.
yeah. It was pretty good defending. Obviously, Bathurst, we know what it's like. How
Yeah,
did you feel about it tonight?
I love this track. It's one of my favorites. So to win here, definitely something nice. Nice feeling.
Yeah. And just talk about it. How does the Ferrari feel?
Oh, I love this Ferrari on this track. Uh, it's love or hate for people with it, but I gotta give credit to Sam Soiza. He's the one that came up with this initial setup, and I just tweaked it a little bit to make it more in my feeling. But big shout outs to him. I know he loves this track too.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, God, it's such a good one. If there was anybody you would want to battle again after tonight, who would it be?
Everybody, man. The racing in this track is probably next to none. It's such a scary and sketchy track that you'll find battles everywhere, up and down the grid.
Yeah, well, fair enough. I shall let you go and pop open that bubbly. Before I let you go, is there anybody you would like to give a thanks or a shout out to?
Everybody at RaceTrim, man. I've been here since almost the beginning. I love this place. It's such a great place to be. Bunch of good people. Energy's always great. You make imaginary cars with real friendships now. So shout out to everybody. Love y'all.
Well, I shall let you go, and congratulations on that one. Have a good night.
You too, man. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no worries. So I'm gonna see. Do we have a Klug or a Zoista? I don't know. I shall give them a minute. But we do have a Zoe. We do have a Zoista. I'm sorry. I am so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Zoista, you are live on YouTube.
Yeah.
Hello there. So
Hey.
I asked this before. I asked this to Franco, and I'm going to ask you. Talk us through that race.
Well, shit. Wild start. Kind of a lot of confusion and not sure what was going on, if we were restarting, if we were continuing. And I had some damage right out of the gate. So yeah, I was just trying to nurse that the whole time, and then it wasn't sure what to do with the pit. I ended up fixing it. And yeah, then the finish was pretty wild, huh?
Tell me about it. that was a wild finish, to say the least. So talk us through the car. How's it been tonight with a good old Ferrari?
Yeah, it was rough. It was rough the first half, and then yeah, that's why I decided to fix the damage, and then made up time, just not quite enough.
Well, fair enough.
Yeah, I had 30 seconds of damage in the first lap, and yeah, it was a handful the first half of the race until I got it fixed. And then it was smooth sailing, but I was just too far back and couldn't make it up.
At least you are honest about it. That's a great thing. Before I let you go, is there anybody you'd like to give a thanks or a shout out to?
I'm sorry?
Before I let you go, is there anybody you would like to give a thanks or a shout out to?
Yeah, just the whole group, RaceTrim as a whole. It's been awesome, and every week, even rough weeks like this, is still a blast. So yeah, it's been a great group, and have fun every week and throughout the week.
Not fair enough. I shall
And
let
thank you for doing this too. It's awesome.
Oh, you've got no worries at all. I shall let you go pop open that P3 bubbly and have a good night, sir.
Thank you, you too.
And I cannot see a Klug, so I'm going to see if I can get another person. Ah! Is that a Klug I have? I believe I have Klug. I'm so sorry. Hello.
Yeah, hi. Sorry, I sit with daughter. I don't hear you guys, but I speak with my daughter. What do you say? What do you want?
Just post race interview. How was the race?
Yeah, hard.
How was the race?
Race was hard and yeah, nice. I like something like that with someone faster. You know, then you can improve when you drive with faster drivers. It was really nice, really nice. I like with you, the guys driving. Sometimes I had no time, then I crying. But today, I had legs. They become thick. I cannot walking, but I was driving. I have problems with legs today, you know.
Yeah, fair enough. And obviously, I'll let you go then, so it doesn't become too much for you. Before I let you go, anybody you want to thank or shout out?
I don't know what you mean. I don't understand so good English. What do you want? You can explain so?
Is there anybody you'd like to give a thank you to?
One more time, what?
Anybody you would like to give a thank you to?
If I want to thank you, thank someone, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, I think Zavishai once I can take it. Thanks, they was not overtaken me.
At least you're honest about it. I shall let you go. Have a good night.
Yeah, thanks. Have a good night. Yeah, thanks guys for possibility drive with you. Yeah, it's really good, really good. I like your drive.
I shall let you go and pop open that bubbly. Have a good night, sir.
Have a good night. Bye.
Bye. And I'm gonna see, can I grab the man behind the wheel? Can I grab the man behind it all? Can I grab a Gary? That is the question. Let's see. I do, and I can. Gary, you are live. We talked about this earlier. You are live. This is your moment. Go ahead and explain what RaceTrim is, and also talk about your race as well in the process.
Yeah, we are a community. We have a founder named William Vaughn, and he basically made an app. So if you go to www.racetrim.pro, you can schedule, make your own servers by the day, by the hour, by the week, month, etc. We are going to be branching off to Evo because they just said that, you can stand your own servers and RaceTrim. So look forward to seeing that in the future, for the app to become. But we just do weekly events, and we just try to. We're not a league per se. We're just a community. We just show up, have fun, and like today was a little bit of a shit show. It wasn't our best race, as you can tell, but we're growing as a team and a community. And the cool thing is we have people all over the world. We have people from the United States racing, to Europe, to Japan, to Australia, everywhere, Africa, India. There's everyone over, in this race. So that's the cool part. It's multicultural, and actually you get to hang out with people that you would never get to hang out, in life. So
Yeah.
Stay tuned. We are having our season finale in a couple weeks, and this wonderful person is going to be doing this race for us too, broadcasting that. So look for that, and if you're bored, just hit up racetrim.pro and click our Discord link.
Oh, fair enough. Before I let you go, sir, anybody you want to thanks or shout out to?
Shout out to Louis the winner, because he was, I don't know if he told you, but he was really sick, sicker than a dog, and he pulled up the P1, you know. So pretty amazing work for being on your deathbed, you know, racing. So
Well, fair enough. I shall let you go and pop open some bubbly, sir, and have a good night.
oh yeah, have a good night, man.
Same to you.
Bye.
And that is going to be that for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you've been watching RaceTrim here at the Bathurst circuit. And like Gary said, we'll try to figure it out. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been RaceTrim. I've been Lexi. Good night.